Hello everyone. Okay, so our operators are completed. Let's move to our next topic, that is conditional statements. Conditional statements are if and else. These are just conditions over which a particular code will be executed. So let's create a file, and this will be, I guess, 15th. This will be our 15th session. Okay, so 15th will be conditional statements, if and else. Okay, so let's work on them. What are these? So we can use these conditional statements to um, execute a particular code over a condition. Okay, so for example, if you go to a ATM machine and if you enter your PIN code to get your cash, so it will check that PIN code with the PIN code that is stored in your database. So if the condition, if both the password or PIN matches, it will execute the code and let you get your cash. But if it doesn't execute or if it doesn't match, it will throw an error, or it will not um, give you the cash. So this is how conditions works. So let me use this. So if I write a is equals to 10 and I want to check if the value of a is greater than 5. If it is true, then it should perform something. It should print something or anything. So if I write if, it is same as um, if you worked on any conditional statements in previous languages. If not, it is just checking something. So if I write a is greater than 5, colon, and if you want to write some code inside it, let me write something. I'm writing hello. Okay. So if you execute this, how this will work, this a, internal value of this a is 10, obviously. You can write a bracket here as well, or parentheses. Um, you can imagine these values like this. So if I write parentheses and if I write like these, like brackets like these. So if I write this and this. Okay, so this is how um, you write a if statement in previous languages. But in Python, Python works on indentation. So what is indentation? Indentation is just same as you have wrote any paragraph in English. So you start that paragraph with white spaces. Okay, so in Python you do the same thing just like here. So you're giving minimum of 4 spaces here. 4 spaces counts in as an indentation, or imagine brackets here. Okay, so you can write as many code as you want, as many line of codes as you want. Uh, the interpreter will judge this code or judge the code of if block depending upon the indentation. So if let's execute this first. If I run this, it will print hello. Why? Because this condition returns true. So we already know this is relational operators. Relational operators will compare these two values and return true or false, a Boolean value. If the condition of if statement is true, it will execute the entire code inside that box. And if not, it will, well, if I give else here, then it will work. So this is how you write a if statement. If you write if statement alone, it will work. Okay, so let me move forward and take some couple of examples. So if I write 20, if I write here if space is 20 equals to 10, is it true? Let me print hi. Okay, So is this condition true? No, this is false. 20 is not equals to 10. This is false. If this is false, it will not execute the code inside it. Just like uh, an ATM machine I gave the example earlier. So if I run this, it will print nothing. Okay. Let me take another example. So you created your pin. Let's suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, simple pin. So if I write if this pin or user entered pin, let's take the value from user. So I'm getting a get the pin get pin. This is my variable. So let me use integer, and this is my input. If I write enter your pin, so this is my statement for the end user. So if the pin matches, it will print something, and if it doesn't match, it will print an error. So we can use if with an else. Okay, so if I write get pin, if this get pin is equals to the pin that is already been stored in the database. Here we are not using the database because we're not there yet, but once these two pins are equal, this will print here is your cache. Okay, and if this is false, so we can use another condition here, that is else. Else is the alternate of this if statement. That means if the condition false or this code is not executed, it will jump to the else part and will print the else part. So if I write print, and you can give an error, your pin is incorrect. Okay, so if you run this, you can write any pin. If I write 2, 3, something like this, your pin is incorrect. So how this is working, as 3, 4, 5, 5 is not equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, so this condition is false. If this is false, it will jump to the else part and execute this code. So it will give you this error. Okay, let me run this again, and this time I'm passing the correct pin. So if I run this, it will print here is your cache. Okay, so both the sections will not work, only either of them will work. Okay, so this is how it works. So this is if. Now we have if. We know if I use if statement alone, it will work, but if I use else statement alone, it will not work because it doesn't make sense. We do not give condition in else statement. We cannot write like this. We cannot like write I is equals to 2, something like this. We cannot give conditions in else statements. So if I write hi, it will not work because it will give you a syntax error. Correct? So this is not a correct syntax to write. Okay, so let's move forward and take an example. Let's say your question. Write a program to enter a number from user and print its absolute value. Okay, correct? So this is my question. So we have to get a number from user and print its absolute value. Okay, so how to print its absolute value? Absolute values are simple. Have you seen number line? So if I write like this, and this is my origin, and this is my x-axis. So here, so this will be my origin. So this is my 0, this will be 1, this will be 2, like that. This will be -1. Okay, this will be -2, like this. Okay, so how this is working? So what are absolute values? if I ask you what is the absolute value of -2, you already seen this in mathematics like this. If I write -2 or something, the output will be 2. It will make it a positive value. So absolute value is nothing but the distance from the origin, and distance cannot be negative. So that's why absolute values of negative numbers are positive, and absolute values of positive numbers are also positive. Okay, so distance of, for example, 3, and here is 4. What is the absolute value of 4? Absolute value of 4 will be the distance from the origin, that is obviously 4. And absolute value of -4 will also 4. Absolute value of -4 is 4, obviously. Okay, so we have to write this solution. So this is the simple logic. We get the value from user. So let's take a value from user. So I'm taking it into n. Let's convert it into an integer. So using input function and a number. Okay, now we have to convert it into a absolute value. Okay, so let me check if it is greater than 0 or less than 0, because we have to convert any number into positive number if it is -4 or negative number. So the easy way to convert any number into a positive number, any negative number into a positive number, just multiply by -1. Simple mathematics. Okay, so let's do it. If I write if, let me check if this n is greater than 0, okay, or equals to 0. Okay, because it should be printed like any positive number, the absolute value will always be positive. So let me write absolute value is equals to, and let's write here n. You don't have to change anything. Okay, so, and obviously if it is not, this condition returns a false, the number will be negative. For example, if the number is -5, -5 cannot be greater than 0, greater than or equals to 0. Okay, simple. So let me do this. Let me give the else part. So if the value is not positive or equals to 0, it will be negative. So all the other cases will be here. So absolute value will equals to what? We have to convert that n into positive, because this is a negative number. To convert any number into negative, positive, any negative number into positive, just multiply it by -1, correct? So if you multiply any negative number with -1, it will give you a positive number. So let's run this. Let's enter a number. If I enter 5, it will, the absolute value will be 5, or the distance from the origin will be 5. And if I write -7 here, so the absolute value is 7. Okay, so -7 is greater than equals to 0, false. It will jump to else part and execute this code. So now -7 will be multiplied by -1, and that's it. Correct? So this is how you work on if and else. We solved a single question here. We also know that if statement will work, and else alone will not. Okay, for obvious reasons, obviously. Okay, so that's it. This is my if and else. Let's move forward with another topic, that is using elif, and solve another some more questions. Okay, that's it.